Hi, and welcome to Citrine Queen Tarot. I'm Liza, and today I'm going to be doing an all oracle reading for the sign of Gemini. Um, I'm going to be using the Wild Unknown Archetypes by Kim Krans, and if you're not familiar with this, it's going to be a little bit of reading, so yeah. I'll pull three, and we'll see how those coincide, and if I feel like it, I'll pull a couple tarot after to see what the messages from Spirit are. So, without further ado, let's check it out. These are some pretty unique cards. I'm not going to lie, I was unaware at how difficult they were going to be shuffling them when I bought them, but that's okay because honestly, like they're very, very deep, and I feel like they really get a message across. So let's see what Spirit wants to know. What are the messages for Gemini, Spirit? What are the messages for the sign of Gemini? We'll do this one for December 24th until the 31st. So up until the new year. What are the all oracle messages for the sign of Gemini, Spirit? Okay. That's pretty dead to me. And this one wants to come out. So we have the Mask. Just funny because, as we know, the Gemini sign usually wears two masks. We have the Storm, and we have the Orphan. Actually, we're going to pull four cards because there's a different kind of layout I'd like to do, and we have the Threshold. So, this one is who, what, with who, and why. So we are going to do who. We'll go with the Mask, the Storm, and the Threshold. So, let's get it and let's see what it says about the Orphan. That is number 5. So that was right at the beginning of the book. Let me see what I can find. We're almost there. Okay. To study the Orphan is to study the deep and challenging energy of our time. We are never more connected, yet face collective isolation. The refugee crisis haunts our planet. Children are separated from their parents, and the earth begs for our attention. We are in a time of universal orphanage, of nature, of each other, of our own hearts. Take refuge in the fact that we all share the core wound in this dilemma. It is normal to fear this card. It is it haunts and concerns the soul. When it appears, take time, real time, to be in its presence of the feelings that this card stirs in you. Let it humble you. What are you starving for? What is the deepest gift you could imagine giving others? What has been rejected is quite possibly what is most needed, dear one. So when light, this means deep solace, deep acceptance, deep love. When dark, it's distance, hate, and avoids controlling and limiting. So I think what Spirit is trying to say to you here is, what are your own needs, whether that be, directly related to your family or to your spouse or what have you. And not only that, but like sometimes, even as an orphan, or maybe you need to give to somebody who, may feel orphaned by you. And that doesn't necessarily mean a child. It could also mean a lover, a parent, a friend, something like that. So, maybe I'm thinking what you need. You also need to kind of think of what others need. On the side right here, it says, tenderness beyond tenderness is required. Imagine holding yourself in your hands and recognize that each one of us fears rejection and isolation. Is to take one step towards the orphan. More kindness always. So Spirit's asking you to be a little bit kinder, not only to others, but also to yourself, to your Gemini. Now we have the Mask, which is what? And that is coming up. We often think of the mask as something that conceals our identity. yet contemplate the possibility that their mask permits our true identity to be revealed. It allows. The mask gives voice to which was previously rejected when it is seeking expression, yet was never given a role to play on the stage of your life. You are in the realm of theater, so anything is possible. Speak with the other's voice. Embody the other's limbs. You are taking part in the ritual of expanding self. There may be mischief and deception around, and others may be trying on new masks. 2. No one is sure who is who. It's likely that you become so attached to a single mask that you need to fall face forward into its perception, bending time. Trust it. When light, it reveals what has been suppressed. When dark, it further conceals what has been rejected. So again, this is like about choosing kindness and kind of being yourself and kind of living through the feelings of others as opposed to only thinking of yourself. You need to take the mask off, Gemini, and you need to be yourself and be that kind person that you can be and help others, and in the same sense help yourself. Think of a mask or costume you wore that felt empowering, marvelous, or fun. Who was it you were being? Is that who still with you? So if you portray yourself as a king, for example, then you need to play that role, but in the same sense, you also need to take the mask off at times and realize that sometimes you need help and you need guidance. You're not the only person who knows everything or is the complete supporter or anything like that. So for me, I feel like Spirit's asking you over here to kind of take the mask off and nurture your inner child here, or someone that you care and love about. That way you can go further in your relationship or just be on the same page. Then we have the storm. That's with who? So that is it. I'm almost there. I apologize. Like I said, these aren't as exciting, but I think they're just as valid. So, oh yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so silly. XL. Okay, here's the storm. Let's check out the card. These are beautiful cards, by the way. Possessing an energy much like the Tarot Tower's card, the storm undoes all that is. Everything that was solid, known, and relied upon is stripped away by the winds of fate. The ground becomes the sky becomes the center, and the center disappears. The storm is a great equalizer. No matter how far we've come on the path, no matter our age, wealth, or wisdom, we can't hide from its savage winds. Their disturbing howls stir anxiety and make it possible to see and think straight. You must wait it out. If you try to fight the storm, you will lose. A better option is to seek temporary shelter in a reliable friend. When all else fails, go within. There, for a moment, you settle into the eye of the storm. Meaningful obliteration when light, and annihilation when dark, meaningless disorder and dysfunction. The storm lays bare the truth that there are forces larger than you. This understanding is a relief, but also a predicament of power that requires your surrender. So, as I said earlier, like, life is changing around you, and it's time to kind of be yourself and kind of like be, speak your truth and stuff like that, because if you don't, the universe is going to pretty much undo everything for you, Gemini. You probably need to be a little bit kinder to others, or maybe karma is coming for you, and that doesn't necessarily have to be you. I mean, you could be a cross-watcher too, and this could be someone else too who's been treating you poorly, or you need them to take their mask off. So essentially, when it storms and it floods, ride the waves, Gemini, because that's what Spirit's asking you to do. They're asking you to be yourself and heal your inner child, and ride the wave of the storm. That way, your life can change for the better. Sometimes we have to go through a lot of things so we can get on a different path that is actually meant for us, as opposed to like a karmic relationship or something of that nature. And the Y is the threshold. So that is 2 from here. So here's the card. We cross thresholds, and we do, continually, consciously, and unconsciously. Doorways, gates, and entryways grace our path on a daily basis. When this card arises, it signifies that the precipice you stand upon is not your typical one. However, you have arrived at the threshold of initiation. Here, to usher you into a new reality. It requires you to leave behind the you that you thought was so well formed. A new frontier calls. This is not easy work. Threshold of initiation means a part of what will be last in order to make space for what is next. A metaphorical death must occur. It may be an ego death here, Gemini. Some may not recognize you. You may struggle to recognize yourself. The ground seems to crumble as you free fall into your new reality. This is the liminal realm. One step, dear friend, and just take that one necessary step towards the future that calls you. So, I mean, this speaks to a lot of it. Like, you're probably going through some shit right now, or you're about to be going through some shit. And essentially, you know, this is an initiation process. This is in order to change you for the better so you can be ready for the next steps in life here. But first you need to heal. Then you need to learn to be yourself and be kinder to others. Then you're going to have to weather the storm here. But then you're going to be moving on to bigger and better things, Gemini. So, when light, it means growth, individuation, ease, and the liminal. When dark, resisting, refusal to grow, barriers, boundaries. So, you know, I think Spirit's asking you not to resist here, Gemini. They're telling you that, you know, you're going through all this darkness and all this pain, so you can inevitably become better for yourself and for others. I am going to grab a couple Romance Angels Oracle cards for you, and then I'm going to close it out with 3 tarot cards for the next few days, the overall energy of the 24th through the 31st, because, you know, that's a huge time period for most people. So let's see what Spirit has to say, Gemini. Okay, so we have healing family issues. Forgive your parents, because your love life will benefit for it. And that's what I was talking about here with this orphan, to heal your inner child. It's very important, Gemini. Spirit has been asking you about this a lot. Playfulness. To recapture romance, allow the inner youthful spirit and fun to shine. So try to have a little fun with it. You know, take your mask off and be a little playful. You don't always have to be so serious. And it is safe for you to love. Open your heart and give and receive with the highest energy of all. So, you know, you may have to go through a lot, but just open your heart, be yourself, try to heal yourself and others, and I think that things will be a lot better for you here, Gemini. Okay, so now we are going to do our 3 oracle cards, and our 3 tarot cards, and we are going to end it right there. Ooh, whoops. Whoopsie. Okay, Spirit. What are the messages, Spirit? What are the messages for Gemini, Spirit? Okay. On the deck we have the High Priest, which is like traditional values. So for me, and with these 3 cards here, with the 10 of Swords reversed, and then we have Standing Stone, which is Justice reversed, and then we have the Knight of Swords here. So for me, this speaks to you're not gonna wait around and carry burdens anymore. You're not going to sit and wait for justice to be served. You feel like it's time to make your own justice, you know, whether or not you got justice or not. You're gonna kind of get over something here, and somebody's gonna come in quick once you're over it. So they're gonna come in, they're gonna communicate how they feel and stuff like that. Be careful, because this person could be a little bit of a player, but we'll have to see how that goes. I actually want to get one more, but on the bottom of the deck you have the High Priest, which is the Hierophant in this deck. So I feel like this person actually really could come in with traditional values and try to give you what you want. Anyway, that's all, Gemini. You have a good night.